So here we go. Let's look for my camera so you can see me. You can see my beautiful face at home. Gustavo, how are you? Did you do anything special during the holidays?
No.
No? You stayed in? Okay. Oh, and I bought a new lipstick. It was from MAC. Thank you. But anyhow, all right. So what is our objective for today? Our objective for today says I can identify parallel and perpendicular lines. Do we know what parallel or perpendicular lines are? Does anybody know what that means? Anybody? Anybody? Take a wild guess. Look at the paper that you just ripped out of your Envision book and think about what that could possibly mean. So looking at page 753 from your Envision book, okay, what do you think a parallel or a perpendicular line is? Okay, showing you here. Anybody would like to tell me what they think these are? Yes, sir. Lines. Okay, but what kind of lines? That's a good start. Yes, sir. Okay, number lines. Perfect. We're getting closer. Let's see. Come on, everybody stand up. Stand up. Vamos. Everybody stand up. All right, so perpendicular lines, all right, as you can see, parallel lines right here. Okay, I want you to go like this. Go like this with your arms. I need you to see both arms. Like this. So these are parallel lines. These are lines that will never intersect. Are your hands touching? Las manos de ustedes están tocando? No. So these are parallel lines. Now, do you want to learn what perpendicular lines are? So go like this. Are your hands touching? Yeah. Yes. Yes, they are. They should be. Yes. So perpendicular lines are lines that form square corners. Do you see a square corner here? Yeah. Right here? I mean, as much as you can see, my arms are not that straight, all right? So right here, do you see this square corner right here? This could be the corner of a rectangle, right? And this could be the corner of what? A square, correct? So show me parallel lines. Show me a perpendicular line. So tell me the difference. Can someone tell me like one description? Yes, sir. Don't it? Yes. But perpendicular lines intersect each other or they make square corners. So the most important part about perpendicular lines are that they make what? Square corners. Do parallel lines touch? No. All right. I know it's early, guys, but come on. We got to wake up. All right. So let's go ahead and let's go to page 753 really quickly, and I'm going to show it to my friends that are online. So on page 753 of your Envision book, okay, you have your word cards, okay? And in your word cards, you have the drawing, you have the words that say perpendicular lines, parallel lines, and your lines, okay? And then you have your definition, right? So as we said, parallel lines are lines that never intersect, and perpendicular lines are lines that form square corners. What you do is you take this paper and you're going to write right here the word that goes with it, okay? Go ahead and do that. In Spanish, you will see it on the other side, okay? So really important is that we're studying parallel and perpendicular lines. So this is your little paper for you to study it at home. Yes, sir. Okay, but we're not interrupting class for that right now. Find somebody in your group to help you out. Okay, so give me thumbs up when you have written the words out for that. So if you are at home, you're tearing out page 763 from your Envisions book, okay? 763 from your Envisions book. And this is going to be the paper that you used to study. Now you have to flip it over. Look, if you have your paper facing you, you'll flip it over, okay? You can actually just fold it in half like this. Does anyone have a pencil that my friend over here can borrow? Someone. And you've been here for the longest time. You should be ready, sir. So you look right here, parallel lines, and then you're going to write parallel lines here. You look over here, perpendicular line, and then you'll write that here. Cruz. De la cruz. Come over here and get one. Hurry up. Alrighty, guys. So the next thing is, let's look at our agenda really quickly, okay? Let's go ahead and look at our agenda so that we can know what we are doing. Okay, so when we don't know what we do, where do we go? We go into Google Classroom, and then what? We're going to go into Miss Caraballo, right? And then you'll go into classwork, you'll go into virtual classroom, and you'll be able to see what week are we in? Week 24, okay? So you'll just click on that, and then what happens? You'll go into the Bitmoji classroom. As usual, you'll be able to find the videos that we record on which slide? On the first slide. And on the second slide, what do you find? You can find the objectives, the unit vocabulary. You can find a direct link for the live lesson if you're at home and you get sick and you want to catch up on your work, right? Or you want to be able to come online. So here we go. When you go into week 24, we're going to be doing a couple things. The vocabulary video, I'm going to let you watch that on your own since we are short on time today. But let's go ahead and let's work on Fast Focus 6A. So everybody got a copy of the Fast Focus, and we're going to work on page 1 and 2 of Fast Focus. So let me go ahead and change the camera, and this is what we're working at. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's start warming up to that, okay? Let's do our little warm-up here with the Fast Focus, and we're going to work on the first problem. So the first problem, we're going to read it together, and I'll go ahead and translate it as needed, okay? So let's go ahead and change the view of the camera so you can see me up here working out the problem. All right. So our first problem, all eyes on me, please. All eyes on me, please. And you say, all eyes on you, right? Okay, so it says here, which figure best represents a figure with exactly one pair of parallel lines? ¿Qué figura mejor representa una figura que tenga exactamente un par de líneas paralelas? Where do you think you can see which of these figures would have a perfect? So talk to your group really quickly and come up with an answer. Talk to your group. Let's go. Talk to your group. So remember, first of all, what do we know about parallel lines? Parallel lines, you said don't touch each other, right? Okay, so parallel lines do not touch each other. So which figure do you think this could be, Allison? So first of all, if I'm not sure, what's the first thing I should do? I should go ahead and make my parallel lines and see what they look like, right? Are my lines like this? How are my lines? They're straight like this, right? So which of these figures has one exact pair of parallel lines? Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So we see parallel lines here, parallel line here, right? And then even if you didn't see those, you could see up here, parallel lines here, and parallel line there. Do we all agree? Yeah. Give me a thumbs up if you understand this. Okay? This is a new concept, I understand, but this is going to be easy peasy for you, okay? Let's look at the next one. Okay, so let's look at problem number 2. So in problem number 2, okay, can someone erase my board, please? Go ahead, Omar. All right, so you'll probably need your page from 753, okay? Because this is asking you what diagram best represents a ray? What diagram best represents a ray? What diagram best represents a ray? So if you look at page 753 on your book, what do you notice? From your page that you ripped out, from the page that you have, do you have an example of what array looks like? Yes, you do. Where is it? It's on the bottom right corner, right? Do you see it? Tell me some characteristics of array. What does it have? It has 2 points and what? Okay, so here's the thing about array. Read the definition in the back of that little paper. What does it say about arrays? Say that again. Okay, so in Spanish, okay, una semirrecta es una parte de una recta que tiene un extremo y continúa sin fin en una dirección. Se llama semirrecta, okay? So it has a beginning and an ending point, okay? So this is my end point. This is where it stops, okay? This is where it stops. Is this array? ¿Esto es una semirrecta? No. So I know that I can, does this have a stop point? No. These little arrowheads means that these lines continue. They continue indefinitely. They keep going. So is there a stop point in this line? No. So it cannot be G either. Okay, now part of that description is that you have a stop point, right? But you also have a part that what? That continues. So this dot right here, does that mean it continues? No. So it cannot be this either. So what's my answer? J. Because it has, read me the definition again. She's reading. Go ahead and pull your mask down and talk a little bit louder. Okay, so it has an end point. So this is my end point. And another that continues forever. So this right here means that it continues, okay? Do we understand that? All right, let's move on to the next one. Amigo, go ahead and erase that. Alrighty, let's look at number 3. Number 3 says, look at figures 1 and 2 below, okay? So you're looking at figures 1 and 2 below, all right? And what does it say? It says, which statement is true? So dice, mira la figura 1 y 2, y qué oración es veraz, okay? So A says line C is a line of symmetry for figure 1, but not figure 2. So entendemos que son líneas de simetría. Do we know what that is? So lines of symmetry, what this means is that if I were to fold something in half, okay, I would have the exact same half, okay? So you see this example here? If I were to cut this in half and I were to fold it over, would I have the same side? No, I wouldn't, right? What about here? If I were to cut this in half, or I were to fold it in half, would I have the same sides? Yes. So this would be a line of symmetry. So it says here, line C is a line of symmetry for figure 1, but not figure 2. Is this true? No. B, line C is a line of symmetry for both figures. Is that true? We already established that they're not going to have the same sides, right? Okay. So you talk to your group and figure out if it's C or D, really quickly, C or D. All right, so I see these people talking, I see these people talking, nobody talking over there. Alrighty, so together, you're going to tell me what answer it is. 1, 2, 3.
C.
Excellent. So it is C, not D. Who said D? Did somebody say D? No. Perfect. So C. C says line C is a line of symmetry for figure 2, but not figure 1. Remember? So we already figured out that if we were to fold this over, we would not have this part here, right? But if we were to fold this over, it would be perfectly, right? Perfect. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, somebody erase my board, please. All right, so it says Samuel drew the diagram below, okay? Samuel drew the diagram below. Which two lines appear to be perpendicular? Which two lines appear to be perpendicular? Go ahead and discuss this with your group immediately. Samuel dibujó el diagrama. ¿Qué dos líneas aparecen ser perpendiculares? What is the definition of perpendicular lines? What did we say? Huh? They make square corners. Excellent. Okay. So discuss with your group really quickly which one you think the answer is. Go ahead. Discuten con su grupo. All right. Do we have an answer? Do you have an answer for me? All right, so I want everybody to say it together. 1, 2, 3.
A.
Perfect. So A is line Q and line S. Is this a square corner? Yes, you guys are so good at this. Even though it's Monday and you're like, but you're like getting this super good. I'm proud of you. Give yourselves a pat in the back. Pat yourselves in the back. Excellent. All right, let's go on to the next one, number 2. On number 2, okay. Omar, can you erase my board? Number 2 says, Natalia is drawing a figure on grid paper. Okay, Natalia está dibujando una figura en un papel de línea. Okay. Then it says, what should she draw on the right side to create a figure with a line of symmetry? ¿Qué debe dibujar ella en el lado derecho para crear una línea de simetría? So look at the paper. Remember, what did we say a line of symmetry is? What did we say it was? Yes, sir. Line of symmetry, what did we say? So if you look at page 759 in your Envision book, okay, look at page 759 in your Envision book. Mire la página 759 en su libro de Envision. 759. You'll see an example of what a symmetry line is. So what is the example of what a line of symmetry is? Can you lower your mask so I can hear you? Go ahead, Rachel. So it says the line on which a figure can be folded so both halves are the same, okay? So, ¿qué dice la línea de simetría, amigo? Marlon, rapidito en español. No estamos en la página, ¿eh? Let's go. Léelo en voz alta. A line of symmetry, línea de simetría. ¿Cuándo puedo hacer qué? Léelo.
Doblar de manera que ambas mitades sean iguales.
Ok, so si yo fuera a doblar este papel, este lado tiene que ser exactamente como este, ¿verdad que sí? Como si fuera un espejo, as if it was like a mirror effect. So go ahead and draw in here what it should look like. Go ahead. You go ahead and draw it so that you can know what your options are. I'm going to go ahead and draw mine, okay? And when you're done, go ahead and find your answer. Who got it? What's the answer? Todos juntos, 1, 2, 3. Nope. It's J. It cannot be H because this line, look at here. All eyes on me. In order for this line to have been like this side should have been over here. And that's not what that looks like. The answer is what? J. J. ¿Quién la sacó correcta? Okay. So, do we understand what a line of symmetry is? Yes or no? If you got it wrong, is it because you don't understand? Sir, do you understand? Do you understand? Okay, perfect. Let's move on. Omar, puedes borrar. And then the last one. The last one says, on the diagram below, which line or rays is parallel to line A? Okay. So on the diagram below, go ahead and work in your group. Talk about it. On the diagram below, work with your group, please. That means that you stop writing and you talk to the people around you. So on the diagram below, which line or ray is parallel to line A? So the first thing I'm going to do is what? I'm going to locate A. This is where A is, right? And what does it mean to parallel? What does it mean parallel? That they don't intersect. So la palabra paralelo significa que no intersectan las líneas. Okay? Does line B intersect A? Yes. So it cannot be A. Okay? Does line F intersect A? This is line F. Does it intersect A? Yes, it does. Because it crosses this. This is line A right here. And this is crossing it, right? Does ray D, does it intersect? Yes, it's touching it, right? Parallel lines do not touch. So what's my answer? E, D, right? Because this is line A and this is line E. Do you see the parallel lines here? Do you see the parallel lines? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. All right, so we have about 5 more minutes to go ahead and complete the next thing on the agenda. Let's go ahead and look at it really quickly. So the next thing on the agenda is going to be, we are going to be going to page 763. We're going to work on the guided practice together, okay? And then you'll do the independent practice afterwards. At 8:25, which is in 10 minutes, we will have to head out to go to get our pictures taken, okay? So I need everyone paying attention. Where's your Envision book, ma'am? So we are all going to be on page 763. Page 763. Page 763. Bórrame la pizarra, Omar. Could you take this to the office for me? Okay, so we are on page 700 and, what did we say? 63. Page 763, okay? Page 763. We're going to be looking at problems 1 through 4, okay? And it says in 1 through 4. So todo el mundo estamos en la página 763. ¿Estamos todos ahí? Página 763. Are we all there? All right, perfect. All right. Okay, so far, does anyone have any questions or do they not understand? I need everybody sitting up. Everybody sitting up. No slouching on the table. Get your hands off the table. Let's go. Okay. All right. So on this page, it says in 1 through 4, use the diagram. So so here's what I want you to do really quickly. Okay. I want you to look at the rest of the word cards on page. All right. So look at your word cards. You're going to need page 753 to answer this. So the page that you just put inside your folder, you're going to need it. So the page that you just got, you're going to need it. All right, so someone tell me, can I answer this problem without knowing what a point is? So la primera pregunta me dice, nombra 4 puntos. Si yo no sé qué es un punto, ¿podré contestar esta pregunta? No. So voy a mirar la página de referencia y voy a ver qué es un punto. ¿Cuál es el significado de un punto, Yesbilis? ¿Qué dice? Alguien que le muestre dónde dice punto en el papel. ¿Qué dice? Bájate la máscara que no te escucho. Okay, alguien en inglés. Somebody read it in English, loud. Someone who has not had a chance to read. Omar, read it loud and clear, please. Yes. It's an exact location. So in problem number 1, what are my 4 points, guys? What are my 4 points? En el problema número 1, ¿cuáles son mis 4 puntos? Perfectos. Aquí están mis puntos, ¿verdad? So así lo voy a escribir. W, X, Y, Z. Estos son mis 4 puntos. Now, it says here for me to name 4 lines. Tengo que nombrar 4 líneas. ¿Cuáles son mis 4 líneas? So así sería, mira, aquí esto es una línea, ¿verdad que sí? ¿Y cuáles son mis letras? Voy a hacer una línea y voy a escribir WX, ¿ok? Eso es un ejemplo. Francisco, abre la puerta, please. ¿Cuál sería otra línea? YZ, la línea encima. ¿Qué otra línea hay aquí? Ok, XZ, ¿y cuál otra? WY, perfecto, ¿ok? Perfect. Now the next one says, name 2 pairs of parallel lines. Can someone name a pair of parallel lines? Name 2 pairs of parallel lines. Rachel. WX. Y and Z. What else? What's another pair of parallel lines? Go ahead, Jonathan. WY. And XZ. Very good. Okay. Do you see them? This is WY and XZ. This is WX and YZ. Now, can someone name 2 pairs of perpendicular lines? 2 pairs of perpendicular lines. Ahora vamos a nombrar 2 pares de líneas perpendiculares. WX. Ok. ¿Y qué otra? J and Y? Where do you see J here? What letter is that? Huh? Exacto, ¿cómo se dice W en inglés? W. So WY, very good. And what's the other one? And X, Z, very good. So tell me something about perpendicular lines that I need to know in order to answer this. They make what? They make square corners. Excellent. Now, number 5, it says, what geometric term could you use to describe the top and bottom size of a chalkboard? So what geometric term could I use to describe the top of this chalkboard and the bottom of this chalkboard? What kind of line would be the top and the bottom of this chalkboard? ¿Qué tipo de línea sería la parte de arriba y la línea de abajo de esta pizarra? ¿Qué sería? Parallel lines. Excellent. Parallel lines. ¿Por qué? Why? Because they're not touching each other. Excellent. Okay? Están separados. Number 6. What geometric term could you use to describe a chalkboard? ¿Qué término geométrico usted podría usar para describir? So I'm going to give you this one because, well, actually, look on page 762. Mire la página 762. Okay? Do you see those 3 words up there? Let me go ahead and change the view of this camera real quickly so you can see it. Someone erase my board, please. So on page 762, we have 3 words here. Tenemos 3 palabras. It says, what are some important geometric terms? We have point, line, and plane. A point is an exact location in space. So we already said that a point tells me an exact location, right? A line is a straight path of points that goes on in opposite ways. So it continues to go on and on and on, right? And then a plane is an endless flat surface. So if you had to use another geometric term to explain what this chalkboard is like, to describe it, which of these 3 words would you say this is? Si usted tuviera que usar una de estas 3 palabras en la página anterior para describir la pizarra, esto sería, la pizarra se puede describir como un punto, una línea o un plano. Look at the definition. A line says it continues. Does this chalkboard continue to go or does this stop? It stops, right? It has a beginning and it has an end. What else? What other geometric term could I use to describe it? A plane. Look at this. It's a flat surface. Is this a flat surface? Yes. Is the chalkboard a flat surface? Yes. So la contestación es un plano, a plane. So that's what you're going to write in number 6, a plane. And then the last one. What geometric term could you use to describe the tip of your pencil? What geometric term could you use to describe the tip of your pencil? So if you had to use one of those geometric terms, which one would you use to describe the tip of your pencil? Si usted tuviera que usar esas palabras, esos términos geométricos, ¿cuál palabra usted usaría para describir la punta de su lápiz? Come on, quickly. Who would do it? Yes. A point. Excellent. Excellent. It would be a point. Un aplauso para Rachel, por favor. Okay, excellent. All right, so the rest of this is going to be work that you will be doing when we come back from pictures. I'm not sure how fast or quick it is, okay? But if you are at home, you're going to continue working on page 763 and page 764. And this concludes our video for today. So Gustavo, you can stay on the link, but we're going to have to go downstairs. So do you have any questions so far?
No.
All right, perfect. So you have a good day, and this concludes our recording.